Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review, this time reviewing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 11, Episode 1, called Out of the Woods, Back in the Streets. No, we are back in the ghetto, okay? So we're starting off with Spice, okay? So obviously, for those who be on top of the shade room, baller alert, all of that stuff, we all know about when Spice was in the hospital, there was confusion or concern whether she was here or not here in the present world. Okay. So she's all right. Someone had to walk her to sit down in her confessional. So I guess she's still recovering from her infection. I forgot what type of infection she said it was, but it was bad to the point where I believe she said October 31st, 2022. She unfortunately, her pulse was not here. But, through the grace of God, she came back to life and, God gave her a second chance. So she's not going to take that for granted. And so we have her then in a scene at her house with her family. Obviously they're with her, making sure she's okay, but they're going to be going back to Jamaica soon. So she's just so appreciative of having a second chance and her family being with her and supporting her and with all the support. But, obviously still emotional. I'm not sure when they started filming season 11, but clearly it seems like it was not too far from after the incident happened. So nothing really to take from that. We get to the next scene where everybody's meeting up at Jock and Kendra's event because I guess they're on the cover of a magazine, I believe. I don't know. The picture was okay, I guess. Jock has a new hairdo. He has practically a new hairdo almost every season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This time he has, the short haircut but with blonde hair. Is it really suitable for him? Not for me, my personal opinion, but if he likes it, I love it. And Chaotic's here now. Chaotic is part of the Atlanta season. He moved to Atlanta because he was too big for Miami. That don't even make no sense, Chaotic. Just say they said they was gonna pay you to go to Atlanta for a short period of time to be on the Atlanta season. Because I have a feeling when they have the next Love and Hip Hop Miami, you're gonna be back down in Miami. So okay, Chaotic, I don't want to hear it. But your haircut, I do like you better with the cut hair. Okay, you look great. We then have anybody else? Kirk, he got the fro going. I guess, because he's of a certain age now with the fro. For me, it's kind of like it's giving my dad back in the 80s, okay, when he used to have hair. My dad is like almost bald now. So this is like giving dad vibes from the 80s. But okay, sure. And with Rashida's wig, I wasn't feeling it in this scene. So I'm just like, okay, you got the 80s fro and then Rashida with the, I guess, 90s distressed wig type of look. Okay, I wasn't really feeling it, but like I said, if they like it, I love it, or I guess. So everyone's mingling and talking and whatnot, and then everybody goes outside where Jock introduces Erica Banks and she performs. And afterwards, but while she was performing, Scrappy was looking at her and, he was really, kind of liking what he was seeing. And I'm like, okay, well, we already know you're getting a divorce anyway. So like, listen, no matter if you're in a relationship or not, a lot of people, they're not going to say it out loud, but a lot of people are going to be looking at others and like, dang, she look good, or dang, he look good. Okay, I say that all the time, whether if it's a female or male, because females just be looking gorgeous out in these streets, okay? So, listen, Scrappy, you about to get divorced anyway, so, I mean, I wouldn't have said that in a confessional to that point, but, you could have just kept it in your head, because, Bambi, this episode, she was highly emotional. So you didn't really have to say none of that. But anyway, after her performance, she goes and mingles. She talks with Erica, the other Erica, the crazy Latina Erica, Rashida, and Rennie Rucci. So I guess supposedly, from what Rennie told us in the confessional, Rennie and Erica Banks have a little bit of beef over a beefcake. So, they're not really cool, but they kept it cordial for the event, which, that's good because you usually don't be seeing that happen on Love and Hip Hop. But for me, I'm just like, so we're really going to be having beef over a guy that none of you guys are with currently. And there's still beef. She specified what exactly the beef was, but I didn't really pay attention because once she said it's about a guy and like neither of them are with anyone, I was just like, okay, this is irrelevant at this point. So why are we still beefing? I don't know. But it seems like from the previews for this season, it's not going to go well when they finally do sit down and talk about it one-on-one. Anywho, we then have Scrappy. He comes up to talk with Erica Banks, and I guess supposedly, from what it was seeming like, they were flirting. Did I take it as flirting? I mean, I guess. But for me, I'm just kind of like, I don't care. I really don't care. But of course, Erica, Rashida, and them, they was kind of looking at it like, Scrappy, hold on now. Watch yourself. And they said something to that effect. They didn't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. But he just kind of looking at them like, I mean, I can do whatever I want. And technically he can. Now, that's up to y'all whether you guys keep it to yourselves or bring it up to Bambi. But at this point, it's like you gonna tell somebody not to do something, but at the end of the day, if they're doing it blatantly in front of you all, blatantly in front of the cameras, they probably don't give a flying fadoodle cake, who they mingle with, talk with, flirt with. So I understand you want to stick up for your girl Bambi, but at the same time, we should know by now Scrappy gonna do whatever, okay? I mean, look at when they showed the runner back of season 1. He was, with Erica and Shay kind of at the same time. Kind of, sort of. Okay? He was juggling both at the same time. So at this point, are we surprised with what anything Scrappy does? We shouldn't be. Okay, let's move on. We move then on to Bambi. Speaking of her, she goes to visit her lawyer to go over things in regards to her divorce and the kids, because she let us know she filed for divorce. There was nothing really to take of that scene. Once again, I guess if you not privy to the blogs, you probably wouldn't know about them filing for the divorce. But for those who are, it's kind of like, okay, this ain't nothing new. I guess we're just gonna watch it play out in front of us. But at the same time, it's everybody puts stuff on social media, these celebrities nowadays. So this is kind of just like, it gives like reenactment vibes. Okay, reenactment vibes. Then we get to Yandy, Sierra, Rashida, Erica, the Latina Erica, and Jessica White. They meet up. So Jessica lets us know she just moved to Atlanta. Well, Erica lets everybody know that she just moved to Atlanta. And while we're getting through the whole snip of Jessica telling us about herself, she lets us know that she's just a great supermodel. Like, I've seen her before, but excuse me, I'm about to die over here. But she explains that, she's a supermodel, gives cocky vibes, and, she replaced Tyra Banks on CoverGirl. Congratulations. I don't know what you want us to give you, Jessica White. I don't have no money to be giving you for your accomplishment of taking Tyra Banks' place. I'm pretty sure Tyra Banks practically handed her over to you because she was done. Okay, but congratulations, you are on CoverGirl. That's great. And yeah, they are at a smash room that Rashida planned, and she even printed out pictures of their significant others or their exes. Gives Erica, Latina Erica, Erica Mena, I should just say that, but she has Erica Mena, of course, a picture of Safari. She has a picture of Kirk for herself, hands a picture of Eric to Sierra, and who else was there? Yandy hands a picture of Mendices to Yandy, and she didn't know Jessica White was coming, so I guess she don't know her exes, whatever the case may be. So she don't got no pictures for Erica, but that's okay. So everybody gets to smashing. When we get to Jessica's turn, she kind of not really smashing anything because, she got to do everything just soft and elegant. So, okay, whatever. But then when we get to Erica, she's just smashing things, letting us know everything that Safari done did, and smashing his face on the dryer, washing machine, whatnot. And, afterwards she gets emotional, starts crying, and I'm just like, okay, once again, I understand your frustrations. I understand your hurt. But at the same time, we've been dealing with you and Safari shenanigans for I don't know how many seasons, whether it's on Love and Hip Hop or the family reunion. So I understand, but I don't care anymore. So, at least they were there to pick up your tears, but I wouldn't have been there to pick up your tears. I'm so sorry, Erica, but at this point, it's my sympathy, my well of sympathy for you is drying up. So, the only other thing about Erica was in a confessional, her nipple was showing. Like, every time, I feel like it's her. Like, every time she has a confessional, it's like her nipple's always showing. At this point, I feel like she does this on purpose. And I'd be looking at her body. I'm like, either your body got smaller or your boobs got bigger. Anyway, who knows? But then after that, we get to Jessica explaining her situation with Nick Cannon. She was with Nick Cannon for like 8 years. And, it got to a point where she got pregnant, but unfortunately she had a miscarriage. And at the time when she was having a miscarriage, that's when she found out that Nick got some other girl pregnant. So I guess that's what ended their relationship. And, going through it with social media, it didn't really help. So that's when everybody is connecting with her about how social media just be the downfall of all these relationships, which it can be, because everybody be toxic on social media. Everybody. So then we get to Spice. She's bringing her family and kids to the airport because they're heading back to Jamaica. So obviously it gets emotional. Everybody's crying because they got to go, especially the kids, because they just, they're concerned for Spice because she's not even 100% fully healed yet. So it's like for them to go back to Jamaica, it's like they just want to make sure their mom's going to be okay. I completely understand. It was emotional. Got me choked up a little bit when I was watching, but I didn't cry because I don't cry, even though I do off camera. But anywho, after that, she gets into the car with her cousin and they're talking, I guess, while they're on the way back to her house. And, Spice gets emotional again because, it was just a very scary thing. And since she's still dealing with it, it's still fresh. So I completely understand. So then we get to Scrappy, Chaotic, and Kirk. They go ATV riding. Scrappy didn't know they was going ATV riding. So he's coming in with like all white, clean shoes, white t-shirt, but they give him boots to change into. It was cool, but then when they obviously stop to talk, they talk about his divorce, and he lets them know, they kind of got into a riffraff, him and Bambi, because of the fact that he was texting his ex. Which ex? Diamond. Crime Mob Diamond. The one that was on Sisterhood of Hip Hop Diamond. Yeah, her. So here goes Chaotic, ignorant self saying, oh, y'all about to break up or divorce just because of that. Like, you didn't even do nothing. You just was texting. Y'all wasn't even doing nothing. Chaotic. I know it's funny that a lot of people, I'm not even going to say guys, I feel like a lot of people will feel that type of way. But at the same time, if it was done to you, you would be feeling a completely different type of way. So I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, it was just a text and stuff, because from what Bambi was saying at the end of the episode, y'all was in discussion about linking up, hooking up, like, oh, I'm in this room, so come meet me at this room after the show of the Millennium Tour. So if that was the case, it ain't no just texting. It's like y'all was really texting them, trying to think of to link up, hook up. And if you guys are having sexual conversations in the text, I'm sorry. For me, that's cheating, because I know good, well, and hell, if my husband would ever see me texting some guy on the phone having conversations like that, he will leave me in a heartbeat. So if a guy can look at a girl and say that's cheating, why can't a girl look at a guy having that and not consider that cheating? Chaotic, please. Can y'all, I'm with you in a scene coming up with you and Bambi, but at the same time, you saying these problematic things, for me, is just like, you're not helping the situation, Chaotic. You're really not helping the situation. But at the end of the day, Scrappy really don't care, because he's like, well, she's the one asking for a divorce. So, if she's done, then he's done too. He's not going to fight for nothing. So, he's not going to be chasing her, so to speak. He don't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. But in his mind, he's like, I'll be trying to go and make the bread. And, by the time I come home, I'm not wanting to do no housework. That's for you to do. So he's trying to make the bread. And, she home with the kids. No. At the same time, they're your kids too. So she can't just be taking care of the kids 100%. Especially if you the dad too. No, she wants your help. Understandably so. Like, it's not, some people, maybe that's the case. If everybody's relationship is different. If they decide, okay, the guy's gonna be doing all the work, the girl's gonna be staying home taking care of the kids 100%. Even when the husband comes home, he's gonna just be, taking a shower, eating, and then going to sleep to repeat. If that's what they think works for the marriage, let them do that. But clearly, Bambi doesn't believe that. So therefore, where are we gonna compromise so everybody's happy in the situation? Once again, I feel like with Bambi and Scrappy, it's always pointing the finger at each other. Never like, okay, how can we make this work? But obviously, they've been trying to make it work for I don't know how many years. So Bambi was just over it, and that's why she filed for divorce. So we then move on to everyone meets up at Frost Bistro for a tasting event, because I guess Rashida and Kirk, they want to turn their restaurant from like a evening restaurant to a brunch restaurant. So they have some people come out, of course, of the cast to come taste the food. And to be honest, if they like the food, excuse me, I don't feel like you needed them to, y'all just making any scene just to make a scene, just because y'all can't think of nothing else. So let's create some type of event for everybody to come out to so we can try to canoodle and mingle. Listen, even though I don't really care for Kirk, or Rashida, I love Rashida, but I don't really care for the relationship. I will admit the food looked good. The food did look good. If I was invited to Frost Bistro for a brunch, I would 100% go. No hesitations. And you know what I would do? I would be like, oh, can I take a picture for the gram? I would make sure I take a picture with them too. Listen, I be talking crap on here, but in a heartbeat, if they were to be like, hey, come on out to Atlanta, we got you with a dinner, I would go. I got family up there, so I got a place to stay, So if they do, I would go. But at the same time, the food looked good, like I said, and everyone's, conversing and whatnot. Bambi's there, and Chaotic's there. So Erica Mena's talking to Chaotic about why he not in a relationship or if he wants to be in one. He said he does, but he's too controlling. That's his problem. So I guess he was trying to shoot his shot at Erica Banks, and she says yes, but I think she was just saying yes just to be nice and just to be funny. But I don't feel like nothing's gonna happen between them two. And Baby's just looking at him with just a look of disgust because I guess she's seen some social media posts that he's hanging out with Scrappy, and she doesn't feel like Chaotic is the best influence for Scrappy. So I don't know what exactly was said. They don't show the snap or the Instagram post or whatever the case may be, but pretty much he was supporting, I guess, probably possibly the divorce and not, telling Scrappy what he needed to do in regards to being there for his kids and whatever. So she confronts him and saying, all this drama of not helping Scrappy, realize he needs to support his family. And, she starts crying and getting emotional. Chaotic is looking so lost. He got two big plates in his hand. I know he want to just sit down and grub on his food. But now he got to deal with Bambi getting emotional and coming at him for this crap that she got going on with Scrappy. And then it goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. And Chaotic does try to defend himself, but Bambi keeps saying that he's not holding Scrappy accountable. And then Chaotic apologizes. So now I'm going to say this. Bambi, Chaotic don't have nothing to do with your divorce. Has nothing to do with your relationship. He don't got to hold Scrappy accountable for nothing. Who has to hold Scrappy accountable? Scrappy. Okay? You can't expect Chaotic is the type of person, he's just there for a good time, not a long time. He ain't trying to talk about nothing serious for the most part. I mean, he does have moments where he does get serious and discuss things like what he had to deal with, gun violence and stuff. But as far as relationships, you gonna tell a single man, someone, because from what Bambi says, for the most part, she don't say this word for word, but pretty much considers Chaotic an F-boy. You may not be wrong, Bambi, but at the same time, you can't be getting mad at Chaotic for the stuff Scrappy does or his decisions. Because at the end of the day, Scrappy's a grown-ass man. And if he's deciding not to support you and his kids and the family, that's on him. That's not on Chaotic. So for you to come at Chaotic during this event is like stupid to me. It's dumb. But, I know we have to have drama for the TV show. But at the same time, I'm like, Bambi, this was all very unnecessary. So then, of course, she goes to sit down with Rashida and Erica Mena, and I think someone else, and Jessica White. And, she's venting to them, she told them that she did file for a divorce. Kirk comes and try to offer some advice and support. But at the same time, I'm just like, Kirk was with them too, ATV riding, we're not going to have smoke for Kirk. I know this is a very difficult time for you, babe. I understand. But at the same time, you just seem very highly emotional. This episode, you may be very highly emotional this season. And I get it's stress, a lot of things going on, Bambi. But at the same time, you can't be just outbursting on people because you got a situation going on. Just because he cool with your soon-to-be ex-husband. That's just my personal opinion. So then we get to... anything else to take from that? No. And then we get to Bambi and Scrappy. They're packing up their things in the house. Because, they're moving out because Bambi can't afford it no more because, she's saying, she was telling the girls in the last scene that she was pretty much paying her half. Scrappy wasn't paying his half, so they got to move. And she was doing everything in the house for him. He's the one who's back on his stuff, and she's paying the light bill, all this bill. He not doing nothing. So I'm listening to her saying this, and I'm just like, this sounds very familiar. Because as I was watching Run It Back, I feel like Shay was saying similar things, not exactly the same things, but she was saying similar things. She was taking care of Scrappy. When he moved in season 1, when he moved into his own apartment, Shay was saying that it was in her name. She's the one who got the apartment for him. And, she was doing all that. And I'm like, and he used to live with his mama. And I'm not sure if Erica was doing things for him, but I feel like Erica Dixon was making sure he was straight. So I don't know. It seems like a continuous pattern, Scrappy. I ain't trying to say nothing what's going on with your money or your finances or the way you go about handling business, as you like to say. But at the same time, if multiple females are saying the same type of stories, they're taking care of you, you're not taking care of them, then it seems like it might be a common issue of you being the common denominator, which is meaning you be probably in the wrong. Is he going to change? Probably not, to be honest with you. But, hopefully one day he realizes, like, yeah, I got to get on my shiznai, and not meaning just trying to work, but actually being there for your wife and kids. That probably would help a little bit. But anywho, so it's quiet as they're packing in the house. So, of course, since Bambi is just very, highly emotional and stressed this episode, she brings up that, Scrappy is just being very nonchalant, just packing and stuff. I feel like just to start drama. And, of course, it's going to turn into an argument. He's just like, well, you're the one asking for a divorce. So, like, I don't know how you want me to just be acting and whatnot. So, I already did the fighting in the relationship. So, of course, that entices her to come back. They go back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And, Scrappy letting us know in the confessional that he can tell she's been wanting for a divorce because of the way, I guess, she was so quick to ask for a divorce or to file for a divorce. And, she don't love him and all this stuff. And, I'm just kind of like, okay, I don't believe that. I don't believe she doesn't love you. For goodness sake, she had 3 of your kids back to back to back. And she wants things to work out. If she didn't love you, she wouldn't be tripping over a text. So obviously, I'm pretty sure because emotions are high, that's why he's saying what he's saying. But at the same time, I'm just like, well, do you love her for what you be doing? That's something you should ask yourself. So then, I guess he's over the conversation. So he takes off his mic and he leaves, and that's the end of the episode. But for me, I'm just like, I just hope we don't have a whole season of this. If we have it tidbits here and there, okay, but I don't want it to be like an Erica and Safari type of thing where that's all we see every episode. And I understand Erica already said it's Bambi season, but like I don't want it every episode to be dealing with her and Scrappy having arguments and stuff. Like that's gonna be draining for me. So hopefully the season goes swell. We're gonna see. You already know it's gonna be drama because what is Love and Hip Hop without drama? I just don't want the same drama with the same couple every episode. Can we just diverse it up, especially since we have new people here in this season? Like, let's just try to mix it up a little bit. But it seems like the cast is very small, I think. I don't know. It's just on the decline. But I'm still going to watch and I'm still going to review. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you laughed at least once, please subscribe. If you didn't laugh, come back next week. Hopefully I can make you laugh so you can subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the video. And other than that, be easy breezy lemon squeezy. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.